Hi everyone, welcome back to Job 1 for All. Finally, our journey with NIO, it's coming to an end. We are going to talk about how we can use the zip output stream to zip the files from a specific directory. Pretty cool. So let's start by creating a new file. Let's call zip output stream test01. So we are going to need two things. First, what are we going to use to zip what folder, more precisely, and the second, the name of the zip that we want. So let's just do a quick change here. I want to call this .txt because on Windows, if you don't have an extension, it keeps asking what do you want to use to open. This way it's going to be quite straightforward. And let's write something here because we want to make sure that we are copying the files correctly into our zip folder. Cool. So we have the sub files, and I would like to create inside subfolder a zip. And the content of that zip file should be the content from the subfolder 1. So we need two paths. Paths.get and well, to make things simple, let's just use folder. Let's say that inside folder I would like to have a file.zip. And the second one is where are my files I'm going to zip. We'll just copy the path from the content root source files. Okay, so let's create a method that will do the zip for us. Private static void zip, and we are going to ask for the zip file and the source files. Okay, so we need zip output stream. Usually when you have stream, you need to probably close the resources. So we are going to, you can double check of course, but I'm pretty sure that this guy will have the closable or auto closable somewhere. Maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. Yes. So as you can see, we do have the closable. Close other tabs. This means I can use try with resources. Zip output stream, and let's call this zip stream. New zip output stream. So basically, you have several types of output stream. You have file output stream, data output stream, zip output stream. And usually when you have these stream and output, it means that you are sending somewhere. So in this case, if we were using file output stream, would be to a file. We are using zip, it's going to be to a zip. And when you see like a stream, usually you are working very, very low level, probably with binary data. Especially useful when, for example, you want to work with either files or sometimes images. Differently from what we were using before, for example, the file writer or file reader, they are kind of more high level. But when you work with stream, as you know, streams like a flux of data. If you are playing video on YouTube, or if you are, for example, watching, not watching, but listening to music, you are streaming those bytes. So zip stream, and I need here an object that is the output stream. Well, we do have the object that we want, that's the zip file, but it's a path. And since we know how to work with path and we know the class that works with path, we can try getting something from files. So files dot, and the first option is what we are looking for, new output stream from a path. The path will be zip file. Now we need the catch, IO exception, and then print stack trace. Okay, we have the zip file that will be created for us, but then we are going to need one thing. Given the source files directory, I need to iterate over each one of these files to basically copy the file and send it to the zip that we are creating right here. As I said, the easiest way that we have, and we saw how to do it, is through the directory stream. So basically pretty straightforward. If you give a directory, it will just iterate over it. And this is what we are looking for. So basically we are going to need this piece of code to zip our files. Now let's do it from scratch. I need a directory string. This guy, it will be for path. And then the name will be direct string, and we are going to create from files new direct string. What is the source of files? In the object source files. Okay, now let's see if the basic that is going through each one of the files that we have in the subfolder 1 is working. So just for path file, and here we call the directory string. So my advice for you, especially if you are starting with Java or you are new to programming, try to do this. Develop something and then test it and see if it's working. Don't try to do everything at once, because if something fails, you're not sure where exactly. So sometimes it's difficult for you to track your progress. And if this works, it means that whatever I do from here, it's from this point onwards that I have to be careful. So let's not sort, but let's just call zip file, or actually zip, and we need zip file and source files. Ctrl+Shift+F10. Okay, as you can see, at least until this step, everything is working. It means that I have the subfolder working in the source files and the directory string. And as you can see, the file.zip was created, because that's the behavior of the output string. The strings in general, usually they create the file, and we can just override this when we execute again, so you don't have to worry about this. Okay, now we have the sources that we need to put into the zip file, and the process is like this. First, you have to kind of create an entry. An entry is like an object that will tell, hey, I would like to store this file in the zip. So basically it's just an object. And then you have to tell the zip, hey zip, I have this object here and I would like you to prepare the terrain and allocate some bytes for me, because I'm going to put data there. And only then you can copy. So basically we have 3 steps. Let's see how it works. The first step is telling that you have an object. That's kind of the object that will be stored or saved in your zip file. That's a zip entry. And then new zip entry. File.get file name string. Now with this object, you have to tell the zip string, hey zip string, prepare this entry for me. And now zip string dot put next entry, this zip entry. So I will just close this zip string dot close entry. So I'm not closing the zip string, I'm closing only the entry. So let's execute. Let's open this, open in Explorer. We have this file .zip. Now if you open, you will see that we have subfile 1 and subfile 2, but we don't have data. Why? Because we didn't copy the data. We need to copy the data into the zip string. So basically after you prepare, you can files.copy the file you are working on to the zip string. Control Shift F10, and then you can just go back here. I'll zip. If you open sub file 1, I am William from DevDojo, and sub file 2, 200 plus class is pretty crazy. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. With 10 lines, we were able to navigate over a directory, get all the files inside that directory, and put inside a zip file. With this, we finish the topic in NIO, and in the next video, we are going to talk about serialization. So it's not NIO, but it's something that can be useful, especially if you are searching for a job. Almost for sure, they are going to ask something about serialization. So let's continue in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. See you there. Bye.